Have you ever felt like the game is rigged? Like no matter how hard you work, you just can't get ahead. You're not alone. For decades, a hidden economic war has been raging, a war that Wall Street and the elite have quietly been winning. Meanwhile, the rest of us are left wondering why our paychecks don't stretch as far as they used to. This isn't some conspiracy theory. It's a story of numbers, policy, and power, and it affects every single one of us. Let's rewind to the post-World War II era, a time many call the golden age of capitalism. From the late 1940s to the early 1970s, something remarkable happened in America. The economy boomed, and prosperity was shared. As companies got richer, so did their workers. Productivity, how much stuff we make per hour, rose steadily, and wages rose along with it. It was a simple, powerful bargain. Contribute to the success of the economy, and you share in the success. A factory worker could support a family, buy a house, and send their kids to college, all on a single income. That was the American dream. For a generation, it was real. But then, around the early 1970s, something snapped. The lines on the graph, showing productivity and wages moving together, suddenly diverged. Productivity kept climbing, but wages flatlined. All the new wealth wasn't going into workers' pockets. So where did it go? It went to the top. CEOs' salaries skyrocketed, corporate profits soared, shareholders got richer. This wasn't an accident. It was a deliberate shift in economic thinking, fought quietly in boardrooms and government halls. The first battleground was labor. Unions, once powerful, were weakened. Policies changed, making it harder to organize. Manufacturing jobs were shipped overseas for cheaper labor. Workers were no longer partners, they were costs to minimize. At the same time, a new ideology took hold on Wall Street: shareholder primacy. Championed by economists like Milton Friedman, it claimed a company's only responsibility is profit. It sounds reasonable, but it was devastating. Long-term investment in employees, research, and communities took a backseat to short-term stock gains. Companies cut costs, wages, benefits, jobs to inflate profits. They also bought back their own stock, enriching executives without creating real value. It's like taking bricks out of your own foundation to make the penthouse look fancier. Then came financialization. The financial sector became an end in itself, creating complex bets and risky products instead of real production. This created wealth for a few, but risk for everyone, as the 2008 crisis showed. Who got bailed out? Banks. Who paid the price? Ordinary people, through lost jobs, homes, and savings. Taxes became another weapon. Over 40 years, taxes on the wealthy were slashed. The promise was trickle-down growth. Instead, money flowed upward, underfunding schools, healthcare, and infrastructure. When corporations pay less, the middle class bears the burden. People work harder than ever, yet their slice of the pie shrinks. This isn't about laziness or poor choices. It's a game where the rules favor a small elite. But here's the crucial part. It doesn't have to stay this way. Understanding this hidden war is the first step to fighting back. It's about fairness, restoring the bargain. Work hard, follow the rules, and get ahead. What can be done? Strengthen unions, raise livable wages, and ensure employees share in corporate success. Rethink corporate governance. Replace short-term shareholder obsession with a stakeholder model accountable to employees, customers, and communities. Fix our tax system, make the wealthiest pay their fair share, fund education, infrastructure, and research. Rein in Wall Street. Stronger regulations prevent reckless behavior. Finance must serve the real economy. None of this is easy. Forces benefiting from the system are powerful. But change is possible. It begins with awareness, grows when we stop blaming ourselves, and demands leaders rewrite the rules. The hidden economic war is real, but it's winnable. It's time to reclaim the promise of shared prosperity. Together, we can build an economy that works for everyone, not just the few at the top. Awareness alone isn't enough. Action is the fuel that turns understanding into change. Communities must come together, workers, families, and everyday citizens, to demand transparency, fairness, and accountability. It starts small. Vote for leaders who champion fair wages, support local businesses that treat employees well, and hold corporations accountable for ethical practices. Every choice sends a signal. Technology is a double-edged sword. Automation and AI can replace jobs, but also create new opportunities if guided properly. The question isn't whether change will come, it's whether it benefits the many, not just the few. Education becomes a weapon of empowerment. Knowledge about finance, economics, and personal wealth building equips people to fight back intelligently. Meanwhile, corporations must be reminded, true sustainability comes from balance. Healthy wages, employee development, and community investment aren't charity. They're smart business. When workers thrive, the economy thrives. The media plays its part too. Informed citizens demand transparency, call out manipulation, and refuse to accept narratives designed to protect the wealthy. Policy change is critical. Stronger labor laws, stricter financial regulations, fair taxation, and investments in infrastructure and healthcare create the scaffolding for a fairer economy. These aren't radical ideas, they're common sense corrections. Imagine an economy where innovation and hard work are rewarded fairly. Employees are partners in progress. This vision isn't a fantasy. It's a future that can be built, brick by brick, policy by policy, action by action. Each person who stands up, speaks out, or chooses fair practices becomes part of the movement. Change is a battle, but it's one we can win. The hidden economic war is about dignity, fairness, and the promise of a life where effort is rewarded. Together we can reclaim the American dream, not just for a few, but for everyone. Take the first step. Educate yourself, demand accountability, support fair practices, and raise your voice. The path won't be easy, but the reward is worth every fight. An economy where prosperity is shared and hope is real. The war may be hidden, but our power is not. It's time to stand together, rewrite the rules, and build a future where every person can thrive. The promise of shared prosperity is waiting, and it starts with us. But awareness alone isn't enough. It's like knowing there's a storm coming, but not boarding up the windows. Action is the fuel that turns understanding into real, tangible change. Think about it. Fixing the economy may feel impossible, but it's not. It starts with communities coming together. Workers, families, and everyday citizens demanding transparency, fairness, and accountability. This isn't some grand revolution overnight. It starts small, with the choices we make every day. It starts at the ballot box. When we vote for leaders who genuinely champion fair wages and worker protections, we send a powerful message. It continues locally. Choosing to buy from a coffee shop that pays a living wage and offers benefits is casting a vote with your wallet. You're telling the market what you value. Holding corporations accountable for ethical practices is another crucial step. Every tweet, share, and purchase sends a signal. It tells them we're watching and expect better. Now let's talk about technology. It's central to this conversation. Automation and AI are often painted as villains, job-stealing monsters of the 21st century. And yes, they can replace jobs. But that's only one side. Technology is a tool, a double-edged sword. It can create new industries, roles, and opportunities we haven't dreamed of yet. The real question isn't whether this change will happen. It's already here. The question is, who will it benefit? Will it serve the many or enrich the few at the top? The answer depends on us and the policies we demand. We can guide this technological wave to lift all boats, not just super yachts. In this economic battle, education is our most powerful weapon. Knowledge about finance, economics, and personal wealth transforms people from pawns into active players. Understand how interest works, how investments grow, how debt can trap you. Learn to play the game wisely and avoid exploitation. Financial literacy shouldn't be a luxury, it should be a right taught in every school. It equips people to fight back intelligently and build a secure future. While empowering ourselves, we must send a message to the corporate world. For too long, the dominant idea has been that a business exists only to maximize shareholder value, often at everyone else's expense. But that's short-sighted and unsustainable. True sustainability comes from balance. Paying fair wages, investing in employee development, and contributing to the community isn't charity, it's smart business. When workers are paid fairly and valued, they're productive, innovative, and loyal. Investing in the community builds customers and reputation. When workers thrive, the economy thrives. The media plays a massive role too. Powerful outlets have long shaped narratives to protect the elite, but the game has changed. With independent journalism and social media, we can create our own narrative. Citizens can demand transparency, call out manipulation, and refuse narratives designed to divide or protect the wealthy. Knowledge and truth now spread faster than money ever could. Individual action and corporate responsibility can only go so far without systemic change. Stronger labor laws, stricter financial regulations, fair taxation, and investments in infrastructure, education, and healthcare are essential. These aren't radical ideas, they're common sense measures to stabilize society. They form the scaffolding of a truly fair economy. Imagine an economy where innovation and hard work are rewarded fairly, not just for CEOs, but for factory workers too. Employees aren't disposable cogs, they're valuable partners. Wealth circulates through the economy, creating businesses, jobs, and opportunities. This vision isn't utopian. It can be built, brick by brick, policy by policy, action by action. Every person who stands up, speaks out, supports local businesses, or demands better from officials becomes part of this movement. Change is a battle, uphill against entrenched power, but it's winnable. This hidden economic war isn't just about money. It's about dignity, fairness, and restoring the promise that hard work and following the rules can lead to a good life. It's about reclaiming the American dream. Not as a club for a few, but as a reality for everyone. Where do we start? With ourselves. Educate. Read books. Listen to podcasts. Watch documentaries that challenge the mainstream. Talk with friends and family. Demand accountability. Ask politicians tough questions. Call out unfair practices. Support ethical businesses. Raise your voice. The path won't be easy. There will be pushback. But the reward, a society where prosperity is shared and hope is real, is worth every fight. The war may be hidden, but our power isn't. We have our voices, wallets, votes, and collective action. It's time to stand together, rewrite rigged rules, and build a future where everyone has the chance to thrive. The promise of shared prosperity isn't a distant dream, it's waiting for us, and it starts here, right now, with us.